If you still have that pituitary gland, if you want, try to cut it as close to the pituitary gland so your nerves are long. And you want it looking like this.
So the olfactory bulbs attract a portion of the olfactory nerve.
The first one is cranial nerve number 1. These are the olfactory nerves. Okay, they may not be this
Number
long.
2 would be the optic nerve coming from the eyes. They come in from either eye.
No, she's looking at the front.
And they cross over and they make an X.
The next one,
Depending on the specimen you have, you may not have these long branches.
and the way it looks, guys,
still left that may have been cut.
they're going to crisscross.
But that should be fairly easy.
Okay, they may be long, you guys may have stubs.
Those are the optic nerves right there. They should be.
I think I
There's
point out the
stubs,
amyloid
that's still the optic
when we got
nerve.
back to
Okay?
this.
Yeah.
The point where they make an
Now
X,
because it'll help you to find
that
where
point where they cross
Here's
is
the
called the
mammillary body
optic
right here.
chiasma.
Structure right there. So
Okay?
between the optic nerve where it comes
Here's
in
the
the
optic
X
chiasma right there.
and the end of the mammillary body as it points down, it'll point
Here's the
out.
optic nerve. Here's
I
another
don't
optic
see
The
it.
base of
supposed
the
to be right
oculomotor
there.
nerve.
You
just don't have it.
Where they cross.
Oh, I don't have
It's
it.
supposed to be right there. We don't have it.
Oculomotor
These,
nerve.
they're supposed to be stuck to
They're
this.
supposed to be like that, like coming out.
And then this is the point where they cross. What did he say?
Guys, this one right here.
Look for
right
nerve
there.
number
What did he say?
4.
The point where they
Yeah.
cross.
Now this transverse
optic
fissure
chiasma.
between the cerebellum and the cerebrum. It's a small, fine little white nerve.
Is he looking at the side?
Hopefully you can see that as I lift it there. That's the trochlear nerve number 4. It's small and that one tends to get lost quite easily.
This?
Nerve number 5 is also lost a lot of the time, even though it's a large nerve because its fibers go well into that membrane that surrounds the pituitary gland. This is it. This is nerve number 5, which is the trigeminal
see
nerve.
these
You'll find it
nerves.
located on the sides of the pons, between the pons and the cerebellum there. So that's the branch for nerve number
Those
5,
are trochlear.
trigeminal.
Watch for
And then the
them.
last that we're going to locate on the
Those
sheet
are
screen will be
trochlear. Yeah,
number
those
6.
ones. And then
This is
underneath
again
the
much
middle
longer
ones.
than they are a lot of times. A lot of times you just have a
Those
little
are,
stump of these left, but this would be nerve number 6. Here's the other one on the other side. The
This is
abducens
this?
nerve,
I think that's the.
pericranial nerve number 6.
Abducens.
They're located right at the
Number
bottom
6
of
right there.
the pons,
I
right
don't
where the
know where
pons
she's
go
pointing
to
at.
the medulla. She's down here.
Oh, right here.
And there's
I'm going to
still
rewind this
Yeah.
over, but before I press play
Okay,
again,
because the
I'm just going to kind of give a
trigeminal is right
description of where
underneath
you
the
can find all
trochlear.
these.
So this is a trochlear?
That's a trochlear.
And
So
what?
maybe the
So
little
this
tiny
one?
ones. Yeah.
What would this be?
And the abducen is the one that she's seen. I think the abducens are like right.
These?
Yeah, those ones.
What nerves are these?
The
Okay,
Trigomenial?
again, guys,
Trigomenial
with these
nerves?
optic nerve, with these cranial nerves,
Trochlear? No, these are the
most likely
trochlear
under
nerves?
follows. What I've seen in the past from
Abducen.
this
Abducen
particular
nerves, yeah.
distributor is that these nerves are going to be really short. They're going to be stubs. And what you see on here is a perfect dissection, right? Meaning that all the nerves are really long. Okay? So instead of looking for that, you're looking for stubs in the region where she's pointing. Okay, so the very front, little stubs in the front, okay, are going to be the olfactory.
The big ones, yeah.
The other ones where it crisscrosses, again, you're not going to find these parts right here. Most likely it looks like this. Okay, you'll see the optic chiasma, but then you only see the stubs, okay, of the optic nerve. Okay, the point where they make that X again is the optic chiasma. Okay. Right behind that, okay, you should see two little tiny ones, again, two more stubs. Okay, that should be the ocular motor nerve, cranial nerve number 3.
Is that the, no, that's
Okay,
not
so
this,
just go a
right?
little bit, okay, towards the posterior of the brain, you should see the ocular motor, two of them. Now the tricky one here is the trochlear nerve, number 4. What you have to do is look between the cerebrum and the cerebellum. Okay, it's going to be in that little kind of canyon right there. Okay, look for two little stubs. Okay, again, you're looking for stubs, you're not looking for anything distinct and long.
Where is it? Between the
Okay,
cerebrum.
between the cerebrum and cerebellum. Okay, the trochlear nerve.
Oh, those are.
What nerves are these?
Wait, he's talking
All right,
about
now the one
trochlear.
that's probably the thickest of all of them, okay, but it gets lost a lot
Probably
because
this
it's
one,
right
not the thickest.
underneath that pituitary gland. Okay, it's going to be the trigeminal nerve, and that's going to be between the pons and the cerebellum. Okay, so look between the pons and cerebellum. You should see maybe a little stump coming off there. Okay, a pretty big stump. That's going to be your trigeminal.
You see it?
Okay, and last but not least, guys, between the pons and the medulla oblongata, okay, you're going to find cranial nerve number 6, I believe it is. It's going to be then the abducens nerve. Okay, 2 tiny little stumps again. So just look for the general area, look for a stump. Okay, so I'm going to play it again.
No.
This one is really good. When you try to shoot for a dissection that looks like this, to be able to remove that pituitary gland and the surrounding membrane and still leave these nerves intact as well, this would be the goal. The olfactory bulbs of a sheep's brain are quite a bit larger than they were on the human brain. If you recall, it looked like on the model there. So the olfactory bulbs and tracts, portion of the olfactory nerve is quite large on the sheep's brain. It will be right here. This is number 1. Number 2 would be the optic nerves coming from the eyes. They come in from either eye, along here, and they cross over and they make an X. Depending on the specimen you have, you may not have these great long branches here, which are still left that may have been cut a little closer, but that should be fairly easy to locate. So that would be nerve number 2. I said I'd point out the mammillary body when we got back to this view, and I won't do that now because it'll help you to find nerve number 3. Here's the mammillary body right here, this structure right there. So between the optic nerve, where it comes in and makes an X, and the end of the mammillary body, as it points down, it'll point at, or near, the base of the oculomotor nerve, number 3. They're right here.
That's what we don't have.
Oculomotor nerve. This is the pons. Okay. To look for nerve number 4, we need to look down in the groove, down in this transverse fissure between the cerebellum and the cerebrum. It's a small, fine little white nerve.
These are
Well, you can see that as I lift it there. That's the trochlear nerve number 4. The trochlear, and that one tends to get lost quite easily. Nerve number 5 is also lost a lot of the time, even though it's a large nerve, because its fibers go well into that membrane that surrounds the pituitary gland. This is it. This is nerve number 5, which is the trigeminal nerve. You'll find it located on the sides of the pons, between the pons and the cerebellum there. So that's the branch for nerve number 5, trigeminal. And then the last that we're going to locate on the sheep's brain will be number 6. This is, again, much longer than they are a lot of times. A lot of times you just have a little stump of these left, but this would be nerve number 6. Here's the other one on the other side, the abducens nerve. Pericranial nerve number 6. You locate it right at the bottom of the pons, right where the pons joins to the medulla, which is down here.
Hey guys?
Okay, now that we're finished with the sheep's brain, we're going to be working...
Any questions? So again, you're going to spend your time reviewing, again, all the structures listed in your lab manual, identifying them